local businessman Tom Young spent decades building the Great Basin Brewery in Sparks, which has been a huge success. But what you may not know is that he has another passion.
It's geology. And not only did he practice it, he and the Great Basin Brewery funded research into prehistoric reptiles. Now he tied the two together, naming his most famous beer the Ichthyosaurus.
And now researchers have honored him by naming something after him. Here's his story. Up until a couple of months ago, the biggest thing that Tom Young was really known for was building the Great Basin Brewery. Here, he named his first big successful brew after the Nevada state fossil, the ichthyosaur, which wasn't really easy for everyone to pronounce.
So we had to change the name and shorten it for those who were paleontologically challenged to Icky.
But he loved ichthyosaurs long before creating one in the form of a beer.
I was a geologist for many, many years. Would love that job.
The ickies he chased back then are now harbingers of history, shedding light on when the Great Basin was an ancient sea.
Our ichthyosaur is a family of very successful marine reptiles who evolved about 250 million years ago and lasted till about 90 million years ago.
His love of geology and his community spirit led him to help a group of German researchers who were working out near Winnemucca just about a decade ago.
They were some of the foremost, experts in ichthyosaurs in the world. So the friendship began then, and they were going out to the field and said, "Do you want to come?" I go, "Yeah."
Yes. He became a part of their team, digging and helping wherever he could.
Of course, I would go out in the field with them often and bring them beer, cook for them.
He helped fund their field research and helped promote their work.
We started doing some talks at our production brewery, inviting some of the professors to talk to the public about our state fossil and what it really means and what the Triassic seas was really like.
He even offered transportation when they needed it to move a skull.
They had uncovered a skull which took almost 3 years to excavate. They couldn't find a truck to get it to LA. It was a real problem. Burning Man's going on, they're trying to run a U-Haul truck, and what do you do? So the brewery comes to the rescue again. And so we drove out there, loaded the truck up, and took it to LA.
That load of fossilized bones was a really big deal.
It's a brand new species, unknown to science, and this particular one turns out to be now the first giant in the whole fossil record. So the first large thing to ever evolve on Earth is a new species of ichthyosaur that's found in Nevada. They figure the beast was about 55 feet long, the skull was 6.5 feet.
For reference, that skull alone is the size of a grand piano.
But it's been a really fun partnership between industry and a big museum and a German university, an international effort to understand what Nevada was like 246 million years ago.
And guess what they named it?
The name of the new species, which was announced last Friday, is the genus is Symbospondylus youngorum, which is after our last name. And that, for my wife and I, Bond, it's quite an honor to have that done. I mean, I thought you had to be dead before they name a fossil after you. So to me, that's
be a fossil yourself.
Right. No, but I'm honored.
So cheers to the Symbospondylus youngorum. Now let's review. Tom's love of prehistoric reptiles and his entrepreneurial spirit led him to brewing. His brewing led him back to hunting the reptiles that he loves. And a new species of the prehistoric reptile that he originally named his first big brew for, the Icky, is now named after him. Cheers to Symbospondylus youngorum and to balance in the universe. Tom Young is a prime example of how following your passion at every age can lead to success.
And in case you missed it, you can see the business end of this whole story we featured last week on the show. Just head to our website, agingandawesome.com.